So in the last class, we have seen about the different types of the substitution, so the relation. So in that we have seen what is the identity relation, what is the reflexive relation, what is the symmetric relation, and what is the transitive relation, and we have seen about the equivalent relation. And lastly, we also have seen about the anti-symmetric relation. Okay, so just to keep the subheading for this anti-symmetric relation. So anti-symmetric relation. Now look at this. What is meant by this anti-symmetric relation? Means suppose if A is related to the B and B is related to the A, if it is possible only when A is equal to B, then it is called the anti-symmetric relation. Means if A is related to the B and B is also related to the A, it is possible only when A is equal to the B, which is called the anti-symmetric relation. Means suppose if I consider that 1 comma 1 means 1 is related to the 1. Similarly, in the reverse order also if you write it and 1 is related to the 1, the same relation will be there. Means 1 is equal to the 1, we got it. That's why that element should be related to itself. Then such relation is called the anti-symmetric relation. That means the A or B and B or A are possible only when if A is equal to B, then that is called the anti-symmetric relation. For all the cases, if this is true, that is the symmetric relation. Okay, so write down the notes on it. If A comma B, if small a comma small b belongs to the capital A, belongs to the capital A, such that belongs to the capital A, such that if A or B and B or A, if A or B and B or A, then A is equal to B, then A is equal to B, it is called anti-symmetric relation. It is called anti-symmetric relation. Anti-symmetric relation. Okay. Now keep this subheading. That is the inverse relation. Inverse relation. Look at this. So what is meant by this inverse relation is nothing but, suppose if R is the relation from set A to the set B, if R is the relation from the set A to the set B, then automatically the relation will be there from the B to the A also. Then the relation from the B to the A is called its inverse relation. That is represented by R inverse. Okay. If there is R is the relation from the A to the B, then the relation from the B to the A is called its inverse relation. Right. Suppose if A is the brother of B, if I consider, if A is the brother of the B, that means this is, you can call it as an A or B. Here the relation is the brother relation. Then the relation from B to the A is called its inverse relation. That is represent B or inverse A, we will call it as. If A is the brother of the B, so suppose if the B is the female, let us assume that. Suppose B is the female, let us assume that. Then what will be the relation from the B to the A? If A is brother of B, then B is
Sister of A.
Sister of
sister
A.
of A. So that relation is called the volta. Means volta हमने पढ़ा तो that relation is called the inverse relation. Okay. So that's why. So this is, you can call it as like this. Suppose if R has the elements like that. Suppose 1A, 2B, 3C, etc. If this is the R is the relation, then the inverse relation, that is R inverse, we will write as an A comma 1 means ulta लिखना पड़ेगा, B comma 2 and C comma 3. C comma 3 is its inverse relation, means in the reverse order if you read the relation, that is called the its inverse relation. Okay. So, and suppose if there is a relation, R is the relation from A to the B. If R is the relation from the A to the B, then the relation from B to the A, we will call it as an its inverse relation. That is, write that R inverse. That means suppose if A has the 1, 2, 3, B has elements A, B, C, then 1 is related to the A, 2 is related to the B, 3 is related to the C. So if you read in the reverse order, so A is related to the A, 1, B is related to the 2, C is related to the 3, which is called the inverse relation, right? So if it is an inverse relation, if it has the relation R, then this A is called the domain of the relation. A is called the domain and B is called, that is the codomain of the relation. The entire set B, we will call it as the codomain, or this is, you can also call it as the range of the relation. This is the range of the relation, right? Or otherwise, suppose if the relation R has the set of the ordered pairs. In all these ordered pairs, the set of all the first coordinates, that is the first element, are the domain. The set of all the second elements are called the range of the relation. That means if R is equal to say 1 comma A, 2 comma B, 3 comma C, then the set of all the first elements of this ordered pair, that is say 1 comma 2 comma 3, that is we will call it as the domain of the relation. The set of all the second elements, the set of all the second elements of the given relation is called the range of the relation. Understand that? So this is the domain and the range. Right. So rather than that, keep the subheading inverse relation. So skip the subheading inverse relation. Rather than that, the inverse of capital R, the inverse of capital R denoted by R power minus 1, denoted by R power minus 1 is a relation from, is a relation from B to A, is a relation from B to A. That is if R is equal to A comma B for all A belongs to capital A, B belongs to capital B. Suppose if this is the relation, then R inverse is equal to B comma A for all B belongs to B, A belongs to A. That is its inverse relation. Okay. Next, keep this subheading domain and ranges of relation. Domain and range of a relation. Domain and range of a relation. Domain and range of a relation. Right on that, the set of all the first elements, the set of all the first elements of the ordered pair, of the ordered pair, of the ordered pair in the relation, of the ordered pairs in the relation is called its domain, is called its domain, and and the set of all the second elements, the set of all the second elements of the ordered pairs in the relation is called its range. For example, if R is equal to 1 comma A, 1 comma B, 2 comma C, 3 comma C, suppose if it is the relation, then what is its domain? What is the domain of that relation? Domain means
1,
1, 1, 2, 3.
so 1 actually 2 बार रिपीट हो गया, कितना बार भी रिपीट हो गया तो भी हमको एक ही बार लेना पड़ेगा. Okay, that is 1 comma
3.
2 comma 3. This is the domain. What is the range?
A, B, C.
A, B, C.
ABC.
A, B, C. That is the set of all the second elements is called the range. Okay, this is answer. And if you observe this R inverse, what is R inverse of this?
A comma 1.
A comma 1.
A, comma 1.
B comma 1.
C,
Two,
comma
comma
2.
two.
C, comma
C, comma
D,
3.
C comma 3, not D. D neither. So this is the R inverse, right? Now tell me what is the domain of this R inverse?
A, B,
A,
C.
B, C.
A, B, C. What is this range?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. So means from this we can understand that the domain of the R, the domain of the relation R is equal to the range of R inverse, right? Similarly, the range of R is equal to the domain of the R inverse. This is the point we have to remember. So therefore, domain of R is equal to range of R inverse. Similarly, range of R is equal to domain of R inverse. This is the point you have to remember. Okay, just write this example and give that a point also, take that. Okay. Next, keep this heading: composition of relation. Composition of relation. Compositions of the relations. Okay. Just observe here. What is meant by this composite relation? This is, you can also call it as the composite relation or composition of the relation. What is the meaning of this? Suppose, for example, there are 3 families are there. Let us assume that A is one family, B is another family, and C is the third family. Let us assume that. Suppose if there are the 3 families are there. So A has some members, B also has some other members, and C also has some another member. Say let us assume that A, B, C, etc. Okay. Suppose one member of the family A married with one member of the family B. suppose if one is married with B, then automatically the relation will happen between A and B. So if one member of this family 1A is married with the one member of the family B, let us assume that, then automatically the relation will get formed between the families of A and B. So let us assume that that relation is say R. Okay. Similarly, one member of the family B is married with one member of the family C, let us assume that, not the same member, another member, let us assume that. So one member of the family B, suppose is married with the one member of the family C, then automatically the relation will happen between these two families also. Let us assume that that family is equal to, that relation is equal to say capital S, let us assume that. So automatically the relation will happen between these two families also, right? Means these two families have some relation, and as well as these two families also will have some another relation. Then automatically the relation will get formed indirectly between the families of A and C also. So because this is an indirect relation, it's another direct relation, because these two families will have the direct relation and these two families will have the direct relation. Because of this relation, automatically the relation will happen between A and C also. So such relation we will call it as the composite relation, that is indirect relation. That is called the composite relation. Understand? That means if R is relation, has the relation from the A to the B, S has the relation from the B to the C, then the relation from A to the C is called its composite relation. So that composite relation we will represent as like that, S 0 or we will write it as S 0 or we will write it, it is the 0, it is not the O. S 0 R we will write it as, and we will read it as an S circle R. S circle R, that is the relation from A to the C. So that is, we will read it as an S circle R. So while writing that, so this is the relation from A to the C. A to the C means order is first R relation, then S. But while writing that, we will write in the reverse order. The reverse order will write this S circle R, we will write it as. Understand? Means if one is related to the B, that relation will call it as an R. Means for the R, the domain is 1 and the range is B. So this is, we will write as an R of 1 is equal to B. This is a notation to represent that relation. R of 1 is equal to B. Similarly, C is related with the B. So that relation is the S. That is like that S of capital C is, so S of small c is equal to the B. That is the relation between C and B, right? Now, the relation is from A to the C. A to the C means here this 1 is related to the B and C is related to the B, means here the relation is 1 to the B, we will have it as 1 to the B or C. So that's why it is, or otherwise directly say, let us assume that B is related to the B. Let us assume that. That means S of B, I can take it as a B, let us assume that. Now, S circle R, for this it is the relation from the A to the C, means here the domain is the 1. So S circle R of 1, if I write it, whenever there is a circle, this is, we can write as an S of R of 1, we can write it as. Whenever the circle is there, this is, you can write as like that, S of R of 1. So that is equal to where R of 1, which is the B. That's why this is S of B. Where S of B, which is the capital B, that is equal to the capital B. That's why S circle R of 1, we got the capital B. Means if the domain is the 1 and it's the range, we got the B. That's why this is represented as an S circle R. Understand? So such relation we will call it as the composite relation. Understand? In this composite relation, suppose if the R is the relation from A to the B, what is the relation from B to A? What is the relation from the B to A?
R of 1.
R power minus 1, that is called R inverse. That is inverse relation. That is R inverse. Okay. Similarly, what is the relation from C to the B?
R raised to minus 1.
S inverse. The relation from B to the C is, the relation is S. Then C to the B, the relation is S inverse. Now tell me, what is the relation from C to the A?
S circle R minus R is to 1.
S circle
S circle R
R.
is
S circle
S
R
circle R
inverse.
whole inverse. S circle R whole inverse. Okay. Now, in terms of R inverse and S inverse, if I write it, how do you write the relation from C to the A? Because we are writing that composite relation, we have to write in the reverse order. That is R inverse circle S inverse. We will write it first. This one and this one we have to write it. So S circle R whole inverse is also the relation from the C to A. R inverse circle S inverse also is the relation from C to the A. So this is the point you have to remember, that S circle R whole inverse is equivalent to R inverse circle S inverse. Okay, R inverse circle S inverse, that is the point we have to remember. S circle R whole inverse is R inverse circle S inverse. Understand? Okay. So write this point. If capital R is a relation from A to B, if capital R is a relation from A to B, capital A to capital B, capital A to capital B, and capital S is a relation from B to C, capital S is a relation from B to C, is a relation from B to C, then the relation from A to C, then the relation from A to C is called its composite relation, is called its composite relation. It is denoted by S circle R. It is denoted by S circle R. That is, if R maps A to B, S maps B to the C, then S circle R maps A to C. S circle R maps A to C. Okay. Write on the note. This is the point you have to remember. S circle R whole inverse is equal to R inverse circle S inverse. S circle R whole inverse is equal to R inverse circle S inverse. Okay. So similarly, tell me, what is the relation between R circle S whole inverse? How do you write it? R circle S whole inverse.
inverse.
S
inverse.
inverse.
S inverse circle
Circle R inverse.
inverse.
R.
This is the formula you have to remember. Got on this?
Completed, sir.
So these are the concepts on the relation. So in this relation, here we have to remember some formulas about the Cartesian product also. So that is this algebra of Cartesian product. Algebra of Cartesian product. Just you have to remember this formula. The first formula is that suppose A is one set cross B union C, we have to find it. A cross B union C, if I want to find it, means B is one set, C is another set. First you have to find the B union C, then we have to find the cross product for A and B union C. So this is directly you can write like that. So directly you can multiply that. It is A cross B union A cross C. Directly we can write it, even though if you multiply that, that in between that operator does not change. So this is the formula you have to remember. A cross B union C is also equivalent to A cross B union A cross C, whatever may be the set. Similar to the second one, A cross B intersection C. A cross B intersection C is also equivalent to A cross B intersection A cross C. A cross B intersection A cross C. Similarly, third one, A cross B minus C if it is there. A cross B minus C, this is, you can also write that A cross B minus A cross C. Like that you can write it. A cross B minus A cross C. Okay. So these are the formulas you have to remember. So this is the total concept about the relation. Now here we will solve some problems on these relations. These problems are very easy. So all of you open your material. So all of you open your material. In that material, open the page number 90, page number 90. Page number 90. Let's observe this problem. First observe this problem number 28 from the relations. Observe this problem number 28, where set A is given 1, 2, set B is given 0, 1. Tell me what is the A cross B?
Option A.
Option
1,
A. Good. 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1. So that is option A is correct. Good. Now look at the 29 problem. 29. A and B are the two finite sets. Then the number of elements in A cross B. Number of elements in A cross B. How can you write it?
N of A cross N of B.
N of A into N of B. Because already I was given this formula to you. So already I was given this formula to you. If N of A has the M elements, if N of A has the M elements, N of B has the N elements, then the number of elements in A cross B is equal to M into N, right? The number of elements in the A cross B will give M into N, where M represents N of A into N represents N of B. Therefore, N of A cross B, we can write N of A into N of B. Understand? Similarly, tell me the number of relations from A to B. What is the formula for the number of relations from A to B? So, number of relations means
2 power.
the relation 2 power 2 power M into N. 2 power M
2 power AB.
AB. 2 power N of A into N of B. So that is the formula for the number of relations. Okay. So the number of proper relations, how many? Number of proper relations. So here you have to understand the relation between the number of relations and the number of proper relations. So number of proper relations means, so that except that A cross B, because A cross B, that set is also the universal relation, except that universal relation, the remaining relations are the proper relations. Okay. So except that universal relation, the remaining all the subsets is called the proper relation. That's why to find the number of proper relations from the total number of the relations, subtract that universal relation. There is the formula is 2 power mn minus 1. Okay, 2 power mn minus 1 is the number of proper relations. Okay. In the sets also we have seen it. I think we have given one problem also in the examination. The number of proper subsets of the given set. If the n of A has n elements, the number of proper subsets are how many? Number of proper subsets, that is 2 power n minus 1. So proper subset means, so suppose if A is one set, for every set, that given set itself is also the subset. So except that set, remaining all the subsets, we will call it as a proper subset. Therefore, the number of proper subsets are 2 power n minus 1, but the total number of the subsets are 2 power n. So this is the number of proper subsets are 2 power n minus 1. Okay. Whenever the proper is there, so you have to subtract that 1 from that. Okay. So take that formula. Next, take the next problem. Look at the 30. N of A is given 3, N of B is given 4, then N of A cross B, how much?
36.
36. Because you have to multiply those elements. A cross B means A is the 3 into 4. So that is 36. Now look at the 31st problem. What is the formula for it? अभी मैंने formula दिया था आपका. A cross B.
A cross B. A cross B. A cross B union A
That is the
cross
first
C.
option. First option, A cross B union A cross C. Okay. Now, look at the 32nd problem, where set A is given, that are the elements of the roots of the equation x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. B is 2 comma 4. Just observe this. 32nd. Where set A is given, that is the set of the values of the x, where x satisfies the equation x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, and the B has the set whose elements are 2 comma 4, and the C has the set those elements are 4 comma 5. Then we have to find A cross B intersection C. Okay, look at this. A cross B intersection C, we have to find it. Okay. To find this, first look at this. What is the set A? So set A represents, those are the roots of this equation, right? Tell me, what are the roots of this equation?
6 and 1.
9. This x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. No? What are the factors of it? X minus 2 into x minus 3. The factors of that quadratic equations are x minus 2 into x minus 3. No? Then what are the roots of that equation?
2 and 3.
2 and
3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3 is the set A will have the elements of 2 and 3. That's why if we consider that set A is 2 comma 3 cross B intersection C. B intersection C means what is the common element for these two sets?
4.
4 only, na? 4. Now what is the cross multiplication of these two?
2 comma 4.
2 comma 4, 3 comma 4. This is not 2 comma 4 comma 3 comma 4. Take that. Okay, क्या?
Yes,
Look at
sir.
the next problem. Observe the next problem, 33rd. A has given 1, 2, 3. B has given 3, 4, 5. Then calculate that A cross B cross A. (33). Here A is given 1, 2, 3. B is given 3, 4, 5. Then you have to find A intersection B cross A. That is the first option. Okay. Just look at this. These are the two sets who are given, A and B. Then A cross B intersection A, we have to calculate it. For that, first let that A cross B. A cross means what is the common element for these two? That is
3.
3 only. Cross A means 1, 2, 3. So we have to write the Cartesian product for these two. Where is the Cartesian product? We have to take in the same order. Here always remember that A cross B is never B or is not equal to the B cross A. A cross B and B cross A are not same. Okay, remember that. That's why the same order we should take it. The same order we should go for it. Then what is the Cartesian product of that? 3, 1.
3, 2, 3, 3.
3, 2, 3, 3. That is the answer for it. Take that.
सर टेस्ट का पोर्शन क्या है?
पूरा sets, relations and sequence and series also will be there. Sequence and series, sets and relations.
Sir, please send material of MSCT material.
Material नहीं मिला क्या?
MSCT material.
MSCT material नहीं मिला क्या?
C JEE का मिला सर.
अच्छा.
Yes
नहीं
sir.
वो ये वापस करो, MSCT को ले लो. तो कंफ्यूजन हो गया. तो जीमेन का तीनों टॉपिक रहती है, MSCT का 8 टॉपिक्स है मटेरियल पे, वो देखो. वापस करके MSCT मटेरियल ले लो. आपको दोनों भी चाहिए तो
ओके सर.
वो भी करो.